Hi, my name is Kevin Farrell from Tuam, County Galway in Ireland. Um, I recently bought myself a Cruzbike S40, and in my correspondence at first with Cruzbike and especially with Maria Parker, she was sending me on various different tips and videos, so on and so forth, and how to learn my age to learn to ride Cruzbike. Um, In our correspondence, she did ask me to let her know my progress, how I was getting on. So I did. I rode up each day for the first 2 weeks, and I sent it to her. So she asked me to do this video. So here goes. I'm going to try and read back my own words. So hopefully I'll do it okay. Well, here goes anyhow. So on Wednesday, the 18th of the 3rd, 2020, picked up my cruise bike from Mary Bikes in Ballinrobe, put it in the boot of my car and headed home. I went to a quiet place where I knew where there was a bit of a hill. It's an industry estate. So I took the car out of the boot and put the wheel on, and I'd done my Fred Flintstone on a flat area first. After doing that for a few minutes, I then Fred Flintstones down a small hill. First laying back fully on the seat, but a bit wobbly to be honest. I tried again, but this time I stayed upright. That went a lot better. I went again, starting off by sitting up, and then I started to lay back a bit. Got the wobbles again. So I walked back up again to where I start. But this time I went off to a little side road where there was a slightly steeper hill. I thought by having a little bit more momentum, I would balance a little bit easier. So to my delight, I was right. Down the hill I go, sitting up, picking up a bit of speed, turned out onto the road, laid back. Yes, I was getting there. So back up to the start again. Off I go again. This time trying to put my feet up. Oh dear, the wobbles came again. But I continued, putting my feet up, taking them back down again. Done this a few times. Back up again, one more go. And I've decided I'm going pedalling this time. Now I was getting confidence, wasn't I? So off I go again. Got the speed up. Got the feet up to the pedals. Started trying to pedal. Well, I turned the pedals a quarter before the wobbles came again. So, well, I'll give it one more go, and that's enough for this evening. There's always tomorrow, so there is. And my legs are feeling it a bit now, so they are. Thursday, the 19th of the 3rd, 2020. Wow. Delighted. Fantastic. Over the moon. I have to start with those words. So obviously you know where I'm going with this. I had a good day. So let's just start with my day. I went to work, or should I say I went to my shop. But with the way things are at the moment with the coronavirus, there's not a lot doing. So we're just opening for a few hours each day, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. So I brought my Cruzbike S40 with me, brought it into the shop and started messing around, connecting to my Di2 to my phone app. Learned a bit there. No, I didn't set it up properly, but sure, I'll go back to it again. Anyhow, I closed up at 2 p.m. and I went home, which is only about a mile and a bit down the road. Changed into my tracksuit and trainers, and I took my trike for a spin. I hadn't been out for a few weeks due to the weather, and it was a lovely dry day, very strong wind, and I kind of said I better start doing a bit to get ready for my cruise bike S40. So off I go, and by God, the wind was strong. I was down in my third ring, pushing, pedaling a lot. Saying to myself, I'll never manage my cruise bike if I don't get fit. Without the road about 3 kilometers, and I decided I better turn back as I'm not fit enough to go any further, and I'd also do an injury to myself. So as soon as I turned, joy came to my face as I felt the wind at my back. I started pedaling up through the gears, flying along, not a bother, even going up fairly steep, long hills and only dropping a few gears. 27 minutes in total for 6 kilometres. I'm definitely not fit. I'd normally do it quicker than that. So arrive home and I put the trike away. Now I go into the house and I was getting itchy feet straight away. I wanted to go on my Cruzbike S40, but there was one problem. I couldn't say to herself I was going for another cycle. One, because she'd seen me, if she'd seen me going out the front row, she'd be wondering how am I going for a cycle if the trike is still out the back. And two, I haven't actually told her yet that I have my new bike. So still itchy feet, I got up and I asked her did she want that from the shop. This was looking for an excuse to get out, and I suppose when I go to the shop I could go for an hour or so anyhow. So she replied, no. Damn it, what will I do now? Sure, I just grabbed my keys and went out the door. I hear you asked, but where's the bike? And the bike is still in the boot of the car. So I have to go back down the same place as I was yesterday. Now my head telling me, now you read the little booklet that came with the bike, so stick to what it says. Take your time, do everything as it has instructed. I will, I tell myself. So I got there, take the bike out of the boot of the car, put on the back wheel, checked that no one around looking at me. You know, you always get nervous when there's people around, when you're doing something new. Like I am now, nervous. But anyhow, down the bike and I do my Fred Flintstone down the small long hill. Again, I don't get enough momentum on this hill, so back up I go. And I go to the road off to the side again with a steeper hill. Now I tell myself, take it easy, push off, get your balance, keep the legs down. To which I did, and done it all right if I say so myself. I walk back up to the hill where I start and tell myself, same again, keep it simple. But oh no, I couldn't resist. Up the legs, onto the pedals, and lo and behold, I done it. I pedalled 2 full circles. I'm like a child. Yes, 2 full circles. Now, it wasn't perfect, or in a perfect line or anything like that, but I done it. Back up again, telling myself once again, take it easy. I push off, down the hill, onto the road, up with the feet, start pedalling. Yippee, I'm going. Pedal away. Then the speed wobbles come, but I managed to control it. I straighten back up again and pedal away again. Take a note, relax. Don't fight with it. Go with it. Keep the legs and the hands working together. And that's good advice, actually. I get to the bottom of the hill with a big smile on my face. If anyone could see me. So walking back up the hill again and getting ahead of myself, saying, will I try and cycle up the hill? Don't be stupid, I told myself. On top of the hill, at the start again, I push off. But as I come out that small hill, short hill, instead of actually turning right, continuing on down the hill, I decided to turn left, which brings me onto a flat and around a corner. And I cycle all the way to the end of that road. Boy, was I happy. I really was. I hurry myself back to the start again. Up on the bike, let the brakes off, push with my feet, up with my legs and pedal. I turn left, I go around the corner, all the way to the end. Big smile again, happy boy. After all that, I tell myself, surely to God, I should be able to start from a standstill. So I set myself up as I should. I push off, but I nearly fall. I try again, same thing again, I nearly fall. Then I remember from one of Robert's videos to make sure to select the right gear. So I picked a better lower gear. I set myself up, I push off. I nearly got it, but not quite. Not letting it get the better of me. I'm going to try it again. Yes, I have it. Happy again. I cycled back to where I started from. Well, I nearly did. I didn't go up the hill. I turned the bike around and I try it again. Yes, I've done it again. Off down the road again, as far as I can go. I stop, turn around, and from a standing start, here we go again. This time I ride back to my car, I turn around while still cycling and over the road again, turning while still cycling again and back to the car. I do a few figure eights back in that area, back out the road again, and I turn back to the car and I do it a few more times. So that was quite good. I was quite impressed with myself. So I was. What I've learned today, it can be done. All the advice that I got from Maria and Robert has all been correct. Keeping calm, not to be nervous, don't be tightening up, go with the flow, don't fight with the bike, work with it. Oh, I'm not saying that I have it all yet, by any means. And I'm not ready to go out on the main road or even onto a cycle path or a cycleway yet. It's going to take some time and practice, and I'll give it that time and practice. I'll probably fall off, but sure, it'll be worth it. I think it'll be worth it in the end anyhow. And for one reason, because if you felt how good I felt cycling that Cruzbike S40, I don't think there's anything else out there that you could feel as good and as comfortable as this bike. And just to finish off with this one, when I was down there, when I was cycling on the flat part around the corner, as I was travelling one direction, I seen this couple coming, walking towards me. I actually know the couple, and they had their dog with them. A lot of people go there walking their dogs. I do so myself, actually. But anyhow, as I was cycling, I could see them looking. They were wondering what the hell is coming here, like, you know. So as I was passing them, anyhow, I joked with them about me at my age learning to ride a bike again. So I passed on, turned, and as I was passing them again, the guy, Maliki, shouts out, "It looks like something you crashed and it was all put back together the wrong way." Priceless. Well, that's it for today. Friday, 20th the 3rd, 2020. Didn't sleep a wink all night last night. All sorts of everything running through my mind. Where was I going to cycle next? I was really getting brave now at this stage. Will it be a 2 kilometre, 5 kilometre? Will I go out on the cycle path close to my house? Will I go out on the main road? Where I usually go on my trike? Thinking to myself, but what about the hill? Not a bother, sure, I'm a pro at this stage. Oh, all sorts of everything. It's amazing how the mind rambles, isn't it? Anyhow, up for work, knowing I'm closing early because of the current circumstances with the COVID-19. Couldn't wait to get out of work, to be honest. But as it turned out, I ended up staying an extra hour longer at work, which I suppose is a good thing. Home I go, waiting for an excuse to change into my tracksuit to head out again to my Cruzbike S40, but I haven't told herself yet. And the bike's still in the car. how can I get out? Lucky enough, she decided to go for a walk with the dogs. So I let them go out first. They're gone. Off out the door I go. Head down to where I was again last night, same place. Have a little drive around the area. So it's a bit earlier today, so there'll be obviously still people working. So there's a bit of activity going on around the place in the small industry estate. So I'm getting nervous, so I turned around, started heading away with the intentions of going looking for somewhere else. To hell with it, sure, I turn back again. Sure, we'll give it a go. So out with the bike, put on the back wheel, hop on, and lo and behold, off I go. Not a bother, well in my eyes anyhow. Yeah, it's a good job I didn't have to go in a straight line. It was a little bit wobbly. So I head up the road and turn back. This time learning to sit up on the bike while I was turning, and back again. Sorry. Sorry. Sit up and turning on the bike. As I turned, I started picking up a bit of speed, but there's a car coming towards me, and like myself, the person in the car is a learner driver. So me wondering who's going to come out the worst if we crash. I can see the driver getting nervous as I was trying to get back on my side of the road. I was obviously after turning. I was after veering over this side, so I had to start coming back onto my own side. We drive on the left-hand side of the road. So thankfully I did get back. So continuing on around the corner, down the road, and the corner goes this way. So continuing on down around there, and here we go again, another learner driver. Now we have two learner drivers, and me and my cruise bike. I can see a sandwich here and I don't want to be in it, to be honest. So I head back to where my car was parked and I have plenty of space there to do my figure eights. I suppose it worked out good there actually, doing my figure eights, but I'd kind of forgotten about doing them, to be honest. So while doing my figure eights, anyhow, the passenger in one of the learner cars shouted out the window, "I love your bike, man, really cool." Don't think his learner friend was too impressed. Him trying to learn to drive and this guy shouting out the window at me. So anyhow, both of the learner drivers disappeared, so I had the road back to myself. I head down the hill towards the main road with the intentions of turning while still cycling and coming back up the hill. So I'm making an attempt actually to cycle back up the hill. So anyway, cycling on down there, everything going grand until a big Arctic truck turns into the estate. So I wasn't going to have a chance to make that turn around, so I had to come to a stop. I let the truck pass up, and I just walked my bike around and thinking, would I do a start from a complete stop? Sure, nothing to lose by trying it. Was on the hill, I suppose the worst I could do is I was going to fall off. So I set up my pedals and push with my legs. Up with them and I'm off. Yes, I've done it. Now, it wasn't the most stylish by any means, but I've done it. So, again, happy. So I continued cycling around for another 10 minutes or so, and deciding that'd be enough for today. I didn't want to overdo it. I probably had overdone it at this stage. But again, another little thing, story at the end. When I was there was workmen, two workmen in a site there, and I noticed there was one of them looking at me quite a lot. So as I was putting the bike away, one of the workmen had come over for a chat, He was very intrigued with the bike and the whole setup of the bike. Obviously, never seen one before. Don't even think he'd seen a recumbent before, to be honest. But especially front wheel drive, moving baffle and bracket. He actually told me that he does a lot of cycling himself, a lot of touring, and he was hoping and planning next year to cycle Australia. So best of luck to him. I think he might be better doing it on a Cruzbike S40. If I see him again, I might put him up in the S40 and give him a go, as it could be set up for touring as well. So yeah, a very eventful, progressive day, to be honest. So we'll see what tomorrow brings. This is going to be short. Saturday, the 21st, the 3rd, 2020, rained all day, so I didn't get out. Well, it's Sunday, the 22nd of the 3rd, 2020. Sunday morning, sun is shining. I head down again to the same estate where I have been for the last few days. Done a little video of the area. Then I put the phone on the back of my bike. Probably found the best place I could do it. I didn't really have a proper holder for it, but anyhow I put it on. Done a cycle around, and the phone actually fell off. Back picked it up. The phone was fine, thank God. So I have that little video. Might try and add it here, or I think I did actually send it to Cruzbike anyhow, I think. So the phone's fine. I continued cycling around the estate. Later I got brave. Yes, sorry, I remember this. I got a bit brave, so I did. So I was actually cycling reasonably well, so I was, and still getting a few speed wobbles here and there and stuff, but quite good. So I cycle on down the hill and out onto the main road, and it's a very, very wide main road, and there's a good hard shoulder on it, so I didn't actually have to stop coming out onto the main road. I did slow down and looked to my right, and there was nothing coming. So I knew it was safe to do it. So I went down that road, and again looking in my mirrors to make sure there's nothing coming behind me, and nothing coming towards me, obviously. And again, this road, it's very, very wide, especially for Irish roads. It'd be probably the equivalent of 5 lanes of a motorway. So I had a good turning radius in there. So yeah, I cycled down the end, checked no cars, turned around, and back into the estate. So actually got to cycle up the hill. Got up the top of the hill, round, turn back, back out again onto the main road. So I'd done this about 4 times. A few people had been out walking. There was one gentleman with his 2 kids, and one of them on her bike, and she was looking at this old fella cycling this funny sort of a bike. She didn't know what to make of it. Anyhow, so yeah, I'd done that 4 times, so happy days. So I'm going to actually so that was morning. So my plan is to do the cycle path later today. And cycle path is narrow enough, so it is. But it's only down the road from me, so I can try and cycle to it. So basically cycling on my main road, which is a country road really, but it's very close to the cycle path. So if I get a bit nervous or the wobblies start again, I can always get off the bike and just walk. Walk there. So should look at so yeah, well, I went first, off out the gate on my Cruzbike. I cycled down the road all the way onto the roundabout, round on the cycle path, and I done it twice, the cycle path, so 10 kilometres in total, so happy days. So we're on to Monday, 23rd of the 3rd, 2020. So the way things are at the moment, again with this COVID-19, I've actually closed my business, unfortunately. Closed for the foreseeable future. God knows when we get to open. Hopefully we can ride out the storm and stay safe, and that everyone stays safe. Suppose we always have to look on the bright side of things as well, don't we? So this gives me more time to learn and to enjoy my Cruzbike S40. Doesn't it put everything into perspective, doesn't it? Life and things being so serious, but you know that we can take something from it and do something in life that makes us happy and keeps us fit. So when I got up this morning, I felt a bit sore. It was kind of at the back of my knee, my left knee. Now I know it's actually just a little bit of muscle soreness. It's probably from doing my Fred Flintstone pushing off and stuff like that. I know it's nothing serious, so I'm happy enough. I also know I have to shorten my boom a bit. But I'm going to go for a cycle first. Just want to get out anyhow, first of all. Cycle, so I can't be bothered doing the boom yet anyhow. So off I go. I actually cycled to the cycle path. Total 5 kilometers from my house and back. Everything went good. I actually managed to head out of my house. Little road there first, then turn out onto our main road. So done that cycle. And yeah, so I got onto the cycle path and so I got on the cycle path and turn, and when I'm going down, I come to the end of the cycle path, and there's an entrance into a factory, and it's fairly wide, so that's where I kind of turn. I kind of go out onto the road where, obviously, if there's nothing coming in, it gives me this fairly large circle to turn. But there was actually a lorry or a car had indicated to turn in to the factory, so I had to stop, unfortunately, but I did. Yeah, so I stopped there and so I said, sure, look at him. I'm going to give this a go from the start, from a stop again, like, you know. Now, I've done it a couple of times earlier, as I said, but probably, in all the other cycles, I was kind of pushing with my legs and then just putting my feet up. So I tried my start from a stop, and it didn't go well. No. At all. And there was a guy actually parked in a van, in a white van. He was looking, he was kind of laughing at me as well. So I tried again and just pushed off and got going. A little bit wobbly, to be honest. Ended up veering out onto the road, but managed to pull it back onto the cycle path again. So yeah, I got back on the cycle path and cycled away. Again, happy enough. The cycle path is fairly narrow. There'll be only enough room for 2 bicycles to pass on it, and that'll be tight, to be honest. So yeah, I did a few little wobbles here and there and stuff, but all in all, quite good. So yeah, get back to the house. So I shortened the boom. I get home and relax for a while, and then I shorten the boom again, and I head out again, back out on the cycle path again, another 5k sure. So yeah, the shortening the boom made the difference, so it did. So happy again. So now we're on to my last day of my first week, which is Tuesday, the 24th of the 3rd, 2020. So I'm heading off again, the same route. But today it's very windy. And I mean, really very windy. Very strong winds. So I was a bit worried about going out onto the road, to be honest. So I kind of said to myself, sure, if I'm okay on the small stretch of the road coming out of my estate first, so when I just come out of my house, there's a small little, there's just a few houses in our road there first. So if I manage to cycle that, I'll continue. And if not, I'm just going to turn back. So I managed that. I know I got out onto the main road. Not much bother. So I continue. Still nervous, to be honest. Different feeling really when the wind is blowing you, and especially to the side. You know. I had a few wobbles on the road, but I was checking my mirrors, two small mirrors on my bike, so I was checking them for cars coming from behind. You have to be conscious of traffic, especially in our roads. We do drive fast on minor roads, and the law allows us 80 kilometres per hour. On this particular road you're allowed, so I do it myself. So anyway, I get to the cycle path, got to the end of it, again all fine, managed to stay on the bike, and done my turn and back again, even with the way the wind was. I got that. All in all, that went well. I suppose going back to noticing the shortening the boom a bit, it did feel more comfortable, and my legs weren't stretching out as much. Like I just had that slight bend still in my knee at full stretch, and I suppose that's the way it's supposed to be, isn't it? We've been told that, but I suppose it's setting it up, isn't it? And getting, it's not going to be the same for everyone. So we're all going to have slightly different setups, the way we like it, and the way we don't. So I suppose the next progression is to start tackling some hills. And there's a lot of hills in my area, and no matter where I go, if I head out the left, out the Milltown Road where I go with my trikes, it's up a hill. Well, there's some small downhill first, but then it's up a hill. If I head into town, I'm going into traffic, and then I'm going heading out again, it's up a hill. Go the other way, it's up a hill. Go the other way, it's up a hill. So all hills. So it is. So, but I'm going to have to tackle them one way or the other, because it is my intentions to start doing a few of the kind of charity cycles. And a lot of them now, even though they say they're for novices, novice seemingly starts at 50k now. I remember a number of years ago when those cycles started, the novice cycle was 20k. 20k for an unfit person on an ordinary bike is quite hard. So it is. But now a novice cycle is 50k. And so, I want to do 50k. Well, I actually want to do the 100k. That is my intention. That was my intention from the start of getting my cruise bike. And I suppose all those cycles will include hills. So it will. So that's the next progression. So I suppose I'll report back how I'm getting on with them and the hills and the distance next week. So all in all, after a full week of having my Cruzbike S40, I'm delighted with my progress. I'm absolutely delighted with my bike. I'm delighted with the setup and build of my bike, the advice I got from Mary Bikes when building my bike. And I'm especially delighted with the help and support that I've actually got from the Cruzbike support team. Especially from Maria Parker and Robert at Cruzbike. They were the two main people that I've been dealing with. Excellent customer service. Absolutely excellent customer service. I send them an email. And I'm always very conscious because I'm in Ireland and they're in America. The time difference and, And so I don't, and I know they're busy people. And I'm not the only... I was going to say the only fool. I suppose I am the only fool. But asking stupid questions and and they probably are stupid questions. But anyhow, I asked them. But yeah, they get back to me very quick. So yeah, excellent service. So Maria, Robert, thank you very much, and sorry for all the stupid questions. So yes, I have my second week written up, and I'll do my video. Hope you enjoy this part of it. Thank you.